following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Wise.
Yeah, that way a ruby tree might grow and you could get more gems.
Tried that with gummy bears, didn't work.
Of course! Of course!
Duty, honor, justice. The trial of your life has started. The honorable judge of all the world presiding. Tor, son of Tenuel and Ben-Adda, god of justice, bringer of order, separator of night and day. His birth shattered the greatest mountain on the face of the world. Its peak he wrought into his mighty hammer. The sundered mount became his anvil. The anvil. On this he forged order from chaos. He sits high and judges the dead, assigning the just fate of those with a soul. His followers are varied and diverse. Some are stern and hard as the anvil, suffering no injustice to pass, mercilessly meting out sentence to fit crime. Others lead by example only, expecting no more of any than they are capable of giving. No matter the follower, the stern and chilling blessing of Tor remains the same. Let he watch over you, who is judge of all the world. And let me tell you a tale from an age of heroes.
last we left our gallant heroes, they had just gone to bed, bravely daring to sleep, where no man, except other paying customers and probably like some slum dwellers at some point, like if it had ever been used as a sick house, maybe some inveterate drunks, had slept before them, knowing that they would need all of their energy for the coming trials of whatever the fuck they were going to do the next day. Probably a big pile of nothing, if history is anything to go by. Nonetheless, they bravely went unto the bed. Sulin arrived much later. Seeing they were already asleep, she decided to...
Except for Randy.
Yes, you did. Fatigue caught up with you and you went to bed. And so, on Prime of the 23rd, the 23rd being Dafoy, in the stretch of a long series of full moons. I didn't arrange this, I swear. I generally don't look at the calendar.
The fullest of full moons.
Big wolf.
Big woof. And so, and the prime bells ringing away in the city.
I'll wake and check my room.
Your room has been thoroughly tossed. Your traps disarmed.
I'll write everything and see if there's anything missing.
There does not appear to be anything missing.
You wish me to roll for that or?
Assuming you will have the time to make a suitably diligent search, and if you don't know the contents of your own pack and pouches, then...
They're not on the sheet. And they don't exist.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, you could always roll a d6 to see if there's a secret hidden compartment in your pack you didn't know about all this time, and a leather bag, basically a leather bag with some traps on it.
I mean, he'll succeed. Sulin always succeeds to find secrets.
Yeah, then you will all get pissy that I asked you to roll a joke roll and wasted that 6 that could have been used for something later. You know you will.
I don't think I
Look at that. That's the face of a man going, I'm already pissy.
So then I'll go next door and knock on the door.
I actually have no idea who's next door to you. I think they're across the hall,
Okay.
side by side.
I'll go to the closest room then.
That'll be random years.
So I'll knock.
There's a loud bark that wakes you up.
Who is it?
I
Sulin,
find it difficult to move under the giant furry eiderdown.
Hello?
I'll get the others, but we need to talk, so be ready. I'll get them.
Okay.
So you're going to go to the other room where Saphira is?
No, I'll go next door because I'll wake up.
That's where Saphira is.
It's, I don't know.
Ah.
So I'll knock on your door.
Adrian had a fitful night of horrible nightmares where attractive women were chasing him through the streets with buns and fish.
You know.
Are you awake?
I
You're
don't
awake.
need any seafood.
Oh.
Suddenly, with the intrusion of Sulin's voice, it's a different dream, which we won't go into. Unless you don't want that as your character.
That's not for me. Adrian,
No,
wait.
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, Adrian.
This is happening.
Adrian, wake.
I don't want to wake up.
I'll open the door now.
The room is a mess.
I'll kick Saphira's feet.
Ow.
Get
1
up.
damage. Sulin kick.
You should be lucky it's only one.
You should be lucky still
You're right,
have your soul.
actually. Okay, you roll your d20 of damage.
Yeah, that's a backstab, right? He wasn't expecting it.
So don't even start with that.
Just like
And
blood
that
falls
your
out
level
of
is
his
double
arm.
damage or triple? Triple damage ones. That's actually 3 damage there. You can thank.
They've already moved the thing.
And
You
because
can move it 2 more.
what's worse is because of the proficiency of being a.
No, don't be me.
Sulin, you're back. What
Yes.
took you so long?
Vasulin, you're front. Sorry.
We need to talk. Wait, we'll go to Radamir's room.
Of course.
Saphira, where's my roommates? Oh, Sulin.
Get up. We need to talk.
Vaseline lens. A cinematic trick for that fuzzy Star Trek woman image.
So I'll go into Sir Radamir's room.
Before they've arrived back.
Oh.
Goes back to sleep.
I thought facing my death and my fears would make me better. I didn't think this would be the insult.
Yawn, like.
Let me out.
So they arrive back in your room. Wolf just looks up at them as they come in.
Good morrow,
Jumps
Radamir.
off the bed. Walks into the corner.
I'll take my spot.
Good
So what we
morning,
do,
Eaton.
Move the
Pull
pan
on,
down.
Bar.
pull on the remains of my real man pants. Quickly.
So you've got something to tell us.
Yes, so. You just can explain what happened to you. I've got a rough idea of what happened last night because the Witcher interrogator explained a few things.
What's your interrogator?
You explained about Roman and it's poisoning me.
No, I don't know about that. But I do know that why your rooms are in the state they are.
I'll look around. My room was a mess beforehand. but-
Thoroughly tossed.
Like they did this in the middle of us sleeping without us knowing it.
No,
No, they were like that when you got back, but you were too tired.
they did
Also,
this,
that's not your room. You don't know how he keeps it.
they did this while you were fighting. So quite likely your room has been thoroughly destroyed and put back together.
I've
Good
got
thing I
nothing to
didn't
hide there.
keep anything here. I think.
Well, I mean, you did have that spear under the bed.
Wait a minute, what about Scribbles? No, I'm sure he's fine.
We brought that back after.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But
But they are.
Just check under the
Load
bed.
Sunder, did you take that?
Yeah.
Helm Clever?
They are looking
Everything else is sort of buried in
for
there.
us, investigating us, obviously. Especially you, Saphiro, with having your.
With a start, I boost off of the bed and run outside downstairs.
Borf! Borf! Borf!
I'm running to the car.
What's
The horses freak out.
because Eaton followed.
Well, he's clearly alarmed about something, which means it's time for fighting. It's
Yep.
time for hitting. I think it's good decision.
As I go past the horses towards the car, I'll calm. Try to
Just
calm
look-
any
so-
then.
No!
I'll
then
take,
towards the open
I'll take
door.
off after him.
Borf! 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 Borf!
Now, keep going towards the car.
I
Past
would
the
have followed after
frightened
him.
horses.
This nice conversation you guys are having here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a cart.
And I will immediately jump up and start ripping into where I kept my old armor.
Oh, that's not too hard to find.
It is there.
Yep.
I'll immediately fall back. It's there.
What's the problem here? With the sword in hand.
I'll hold up a piece of it.
Horses and the other animals will calm down, although the cats are gone.
Did you
Inns
go as
usually
well,
keep
or-
cats to keep the rats
I
down.
probably would have begrudgingly followed, so I might.
Because
get
I
a
did
while
not.
away.
I am just sitting in the room. That
Alright.
was really rude.
So what's wrong?
I thought if they tossed the rooms, they might have searched the car.
Mysteriously, the cart is remarkably unsearched and untampered with.
But apart from what I've done here, right there.
Just
Like
I wouldn't concern yourself about the cart. We should go back inside and talk.
Oh, I just couldn't take it. Yeah, let's go back in.
So go back inside.
They all come back in. God, that was painful.
We're back.
Where did you go?
Radamir wanted to check on his armor.
Isn't the cart the safest place in the town?
Technically, no. I think right between the cart driver's butt cheeks is the safest place in town.
So anyway, close the door.
Fuck!
That wasn't very Kirby of you.
So they do know a lot about us.
Because they already knew, or because you had to answer some questions and you answered honestly?
There's a lot of information on us out there.
More likely they have investigated us. I mean, they were throwing your name around like it was nothing.
His real name, I take it.
Well, wait. What actually happened
Yes.
after you disappeared?
Yeah.
I managed to capture the thief and get my gear back.
Okay.
Then I tried to get into the.
Barf, barf.
Then I tried to get into the stadium, but the underground fight, but I couldn't get in. There was guards, lots of guards.
Roman guards?
They were Roman guards. So I came back to the inn to find you, but you weren't there.
Oh, I would have already left at that point.
Quite likely, since you weren't there.
Bark wine.
Yes, you're in the room, but I didn't think it'd be a good idea since you're destroying the pillow at the time. We need to talk as well.
So, was this thief targeting you specifically, or was it...
It was a thief. They got lucky, but they took my quiver and that had the silver arrows in it.
You see? It's just not like you to get pickpocketed like that. And I thought it might have been a professional. Like one of Roman's people might have tried to lift something off you.
It possibly was. But they didn't succeed. Other thing, it would have been nice to know that wearing a grey robe in this country is illegal unless you're a witcher. Did you know that? Looking at the two from the country.
Oh,
It's not likely the peasant boy would have known, but unless he wants to have, then he can.
never heard of that.
Sounds like a Burman nonsense law.
Maybe it's a new law.
No, not.
Well, I don't mean like... I mean last 10, 15 years or so.
Yes. So, what about all those magical users that are wearing grey cloaks that have been chasing?
To be fair, where did that lead? In at least one case.
To who?
To a witcher, did it not?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, he was asking about us, about your familiars.
What?
Yes. That familiar and scribbles.
He was asking about scribbles.
Yeah, your witch's
Why?
familiar.
Suspicious as well.
Scribbles is magic, though, right?
Well, here's the thing. When I brought up to Scribbles the fact that I had placed that device for the witches yesterday,
Oh, it was yesterday. My God, you did so much yesterday.
he basically confirmed that he was magical in some form.
What do you mean confirmed?
Of course it is.
He could have written it down.
But, like,
No, because I told him what happened and what it was doing to people in that area, and then Scribbles got irritated.
there's no way he wasn't. Did you not think he was...
There are other things that can explain these things. Also, perhaps magic made him that way, but maybe he is not currently magical. I don't know how this stuff works. I mean, if I get shot by a spell that is magical, that doesn't make me magical.
No, but if it fundamentally changes your existence.
Does that mean I'm magical forever?
Yes. It could even be that if you remove the magic from Scribbles, he would just become a normal rat again.
Well, anybody who's even remotely magical has been dying in contact with that thing.
Which is slightly concerning.
Because it's near the main
Werewolf
gate.
puts its head on your lap for a pat.
Well, the Witcher wanted to find out if I was magical, or if my gear was magical.
I thought magical gear was legal here as long as it's not
As long as they know
a
about
magical item, if you know what I mean, that
it.
actually
Yes,
produces
it's
magic.
not legal, but you still need to declare it, which again...
That's real dumb. Like, really dumb. No, like, a magical item is the same as one that just has an effect. Those are the same thing.
Yes.
It's still magic.
That's not the problem here.
No, that's a big problem. That's
those-
really
those
stupid.
are
I like
legal.
how enraged you're getting. This
Those
is
are
good.
legal.
No, why? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm
What, you want them
So
to be
you're
illegal?
telling me that a sword that is magically sharper is more legal than...
One that casts fireballs? Yes,
Like
yes
this.
it is.
Yeah, like your wand, the one that you used last night, would
They're
be
both
a straight
magic.
up, yes, but because...
Both of those things have been enchanted.
Yes, but your wand would be illegal because it is literally, in every sense, a magical item as
No,
opposed to just...
so is a sword that's been magically
Yeah.
sharpened. Those are the same. That's still magic. There isn't any less magic involved. That is the same amount.
I'll
Oh, don't mind me, carry on.
I'll go over to the door and have a look outside.
Why?
Because he said
Because
magic
he's
like
screaming at
50
Al
times.
almost.
Damn you. Okay, so you go over to the door, clomping loudly in your hobnail boots with pans tied to them. And you open the door, which creaks and groans open loudly, as it has never done before. And you take a look outside.
I'm just thinking Witcher right there. I'm just like, hello.
Guten Tag.
Oh, I see you're having a sleep off.
You don't see anyone.
Can I hear anyone? No, because these guys are fucking loud.
Yeah, no, you don't hear anyone.
For some reason he's got a knife and a fork and he's like, magic.
I can see it's assassin.
So I'll go back in, close the door, sit back on my spot.
I'm just quiet. I'm waiting.
We are being watched. So getting angry about this is just causing us more problems. The point I was trying to make is when he checked me, I proved positive for having a latent power.
So you are...
Because of the dragon mark is latently magical.
That's what I thought.
But could the dragon mark just be masking an actual latency?
Yes, no, maybe. Who
I
knows?
don't know.
This
Can
is,
you repeat the question?
but again, it's not a problem because of the dragon mark. Not going to pull me in for it. More likely, it's my eyes would pull me in because
Oh yes, they seem obsessed with those. I'm surprised you got away from the questioning at all.
it's because I'm from Fried Demide. There's no other reason. I'm not from Zeiss. I've
And they
never been
believed
there.
you?
Why wouldn't they?
Once you go through the test and the only thing that's magical is the dragon mark, that would sort of prove it.
But having a very well-trained dog go to the market with a container of coins around their neck and paying for things is probably not a good idea.
Wait, I never instructed you to do that.
Just hide her face in your groin area.
We are all being watched. You in both forms.
Wolf. There's a muffled wolf coming from your pants region.
Also, there's no reason why we shouldn't be allowed in the inner city.
Bark wine.
Please explain.
The Witcher from this country,
Yes.
who knows the rules,
Yes.
said there's no law stopping us from going inside the inner city.
So in other words, we're being deliberately misled and detained in this part of the city because a certain somebody doesn't want us giving our midst.
Somebodies. Yes.
Well, I'm guessing it's mostly actually more related to the gold than it is to the
But yes.
to Roman.
I think what we're doing is probably the best thing we can do. I mean, if we can't just walk in there, we carry on going as we are.
That'll make our case better too, right?
It could, and it also could damage it as well, depending on how we go.
There's danger of Roman stepping up his efforts.
So what happened with Roman?
Oh.
I wasn't there for the first bit, so you'll have to tell this one.
The wolf will go under the bed and drag out the spear by its butt.
The trophy of the night.
Yes.
He will want that back.
He ain't getting it back.
Would you like me to look after that?
4 paws on spear.
I think we have someone who can
seems
do it.
very keen to look after it herself for some reason.
Weapon specialization spear.
Not that she'd be able to attack Roman if he came for it, I say, giving her this look.
And if he asked, would you hand it back to him?
I don't think she'd go that far. She just can't. She doesn't like him, she just can't hurt him.
There is cause to trust her further. This last night, she has been slaying creatures sent for us in the dream world.
Oh yes,
Nightmares.
assassins in our dreams. That's a new one.
4th.
Not really. Not with what we've been through.
But yeah,
So-
now they're trying to kill us in our sleep.
Well, no, actually, think about it. This has been happening longer because have you ever seen Frederick just off in the corner when your dreams are really bad? Like he's there for a moment, and then things get better
So you think he's been protecting us for a while?
the whole time.
But maybe more of them have been being sent, or is his powers waning or something?
I don't think his powers are waning.
I think he has other people to look after. We're not the most important in the world.
Perhaps he's noticed that.
A crack of thunder rolls overhead from outside. The pitter-patter of raindrops hitting a tiled roof follow.
Oh, of course! Of course!
Oh, because of the show.
Of course it happens today. We've been here for like 2 weeks, and there hasn't been a single drop of rain. But no, the day I pay for a play to be carefully constructed.
Sorry, no, it doesn't. That's tomorrow. Just check the
Yeah.
calendar again. Just cut that out so I seem competent and good. Though, for following that reaction, I'm tempted to bump it up a day.
I mean, it could just be that this time Eden got them much earlier than
Or
than
maybe
Frederick was.
Fredericks might have noticed.
Maybe Frederick
Eden's
can't get them until they actually touch individual dreams.
We might have noticed Eaton's presence as a protector now, and he feels he doesn't need to.
I don't think we can presume his intentions.
Whoever he is.
Are you alright?
No, I'm actually not alright.
Oh, what's wrong?
Do you need healing?
Yes, when he performed the check, it hurt. It hurt.
May Tor's divine light mend your wounds. Hey,
You might want to do it again.
well, I'm waiting till-
Damn. He took a lot of mages.
How, are you better?
Oh no, that did not help
Why?
at all. Not at all.
May Tor's divine light mend your wounds. Get back another 11.
That's much better. Oh, it's still a bit stiff, but I think I
Let
can
your
still.
twinkle shine.
You know, you should always mention these things sooner rather than later, Sulan.
It wasn't important at the time. You're
It
here.
was
It was
important.
very important.
Did I
We
get?
sat around talking for the last 20 minutes.
What if you passed out halfway through your story and we didn't even know why?
Then you would have just checked.
You can be stubborn sometimes, Zuma.
Sometimes it's needed to be stubborn.
Yes, it's a quality I usually admire in you.
How did the fight go?
Well, you see, Radomir actually had a fairly good run, although he, I believe, was even affected by, long story short, the food was drugged.
I don't think my result would have been much different. Yours certainly, but mine...
Oh, I started feeling strange within a minute of fighting Braun, and then it was just a haze. As far as what Roman did and everything, you'll have to ask Radomir and Adrian, because everything was just a blurry fuzz.
So how did they poison you? Food, drink?
Food and drink, yes.
I think from now, it is a good idea if you only eat and drink things sourced or provided by us, and we come up with ways to do that to avoid more poisoning.
The stupid thing is I could have checked using my holy talents.
So why didn't you?
Because I didn't suspect. This food came from the officials within the illegal underground tournament, granted, but
Who served the food to you?
there was this woman with dark hair.
Stand up, walk across.
Ow! Sulan, I'm in the middle of a story.
She was something.
The wolf makes the Muttley snigger.
Go back,
It's the
sit
first
down.
time you've ever seen a dog laugh.
So you were doing that far too frequently lately.
What have I told you last time? How do you put it? A comely wench?
She was a comely wench, yes. Well, there's no reason to suspect her. She clearly worked for the establishment. We didn't know Roman was involved in anything.
How many
They
comely...
didn't find her. How do you know that?
Maybe she was hired for the night.
Well, we knew she was... She had such intricate knowledge of the establishment, she had to have been one of the local employees.
Or a fighter.
She could have just been paid off.
She was too soft for a fighter. But yeah, she might have been paid off.
Tempted to move, but not going to. So what happened?
So
That's where it got weird.
I was just sort of doing nothing in the world of dreams. I was getting back here actually because I woke up next to the Dark One's fortress, and then
What?
Could you say that last bit a little bit slower?
well,
Something about a fortress?
Bark.
I'll stand up and start pacing.
The wolf will just wander over to get out of your way and just end up like sort of nosing itself under Severa's hand.
well, when I came to in the world of dreams, I was right next to the Dark One's fortress. Like, it was over there.
That's not a good thing.
That's why I left.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?